It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show. Good evening, darling. How are you?
Good evening, David. How are you? You all right?
I'm tired. How are you?
You always... Oh, tired. I've got to say something funny about that, actually. About you. I'm tired and being broadcast this week on the radio, for those who haven't heard. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
I forgot about that.
Dave was on
about what?
You were on a quiz show this week on radio... BBC North.
BBC Radio Stoke.
Yeah, and a lovely lady interviewed him, and it was a quiz. programme, she had to answer questions about metal detecting within a minute after Dave asked questions. And the first thing is, "Hello, Dave, how are you?" "I'm tired." He sounded like someone who's like been unemployed for 30 years with his mum upstairs in bed, and he's been up till 5 gaming on his PC. But I thought, what opening? Normally, you're very chatty and like, and it was like, she said, "Well, it's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Dave." He went, "Yeah, I know, but I'm just so tired." So I think you should be the tired detectorist. But anyway, you work hard and you work long hours.
Is that like Steve Pettican's tidy detectorist?
Yes, tidy. Yes, we think it's own anyway. But yeah, good week for you and everyone.
So all my YouTube videos would just be like a picture of the ground or my detector and sort of the background noise being.
Well, if you get. I've got a one-piece detecting suit for Christmas. It's not a detecting suit. It's a one-piece thermal waterproof suit.
So you got a onesie?
Yeah, and I can lay down in the field. When was it? January. Beginning of January, I laid down in the field. It was dry, and I nearly nodded off because you are like in a bed. Highly recommend them. But you do get hot. But yeah, one-piece suit's lovely, and you just undo the top. All you need is a t-shirt underneath, and you could wear pants, but I worry about that because I change when I get back to the car, and I'd probably trip over and break my hip, and then I'd be found in a lay-by with my pants halfway around my knees. But yeah, highly recommend those. But you were good on that show, and she did very well, and it highlighted metal detecting as well, didn't it?
She did. She done very well, and interestingly, so the thing was, hi, this Dave Sadler. Dave, tell us about yourself. Blah 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 blah. And then she said, "I'm tired." She said, "And what's today's topic?" And I said, "Metal detecting." She went, "Oh, my husband's a metal detectorist."
Yeah. And
so if he's watching, because obviously she may have told him about the show, hello to Lizzie's husband.
Yes. And Dave's not tired, as you can see. He's full of the joys of spring, which we're nearly in. 1st of February, 2nd of February.
And it was the Liz Ellis show on Monday, BBC Sounds app. And if you scoot through to around 2 hours and 10 minutes, you'll find it there. Because Angie's BBC Radio Stoke. Yes, there you go. Well, we've got an action-packed evening as ever tonight. Tonight's guests waiting in the background. A few parish notices to go over. We've got Book Wars tonight. You got your book ready? Book Wars!
Book Wars! Yeah, I've got my book ready. I don't know if I'll win, but it's one of my favourite books. Even though it's got bizarre writing in it, which I showed you before the show. And I won't show it because they might be on here. But anyway.
I've just got... It won't be on here. I told you why they won't be on here.
Oh no, they won't. No.
I've just got a book. I'll go and see it later. So if you remember Tim, who was on the show the other week from... What was the name of the show, Adrian? Uncharted Expedition, which is a thoroughly good first episode for those of you who haven't found it on YouTube yet. It's called Treasure of the Ancients, which was talking about a field guide to lost treasures and how to become an explorer. And it's a darn good book, especially if for those of you who don't know much about American treasure sites or what have you. There's lists and lists, there's pages and pages of each and every state in America. Telling you, Michigan, High Island lost treasure. Missouri, Alf Bolin's outlaw loot. New York, Butlersbury mansion caches. Tennessee, Little Dover Confederate treasure. Plus, obviously, all other stuff as well. So, Book Wars will be on later anyway, but that's not
Book Wars.
Oh, I forgot it was on big screen now.
I was enjoying watching it then. Oh,
scared me. You were just vaping away so no one could see. This weekend I'll be out with Shane, Steve, Ben, Fodder, Ricardo, Digger Dawn, Cy Dempsey, and the Soil System at a Ministry of Dig in Cheshire. And Angie's husband as well will be there as well. And nice. Darren Richardson, the JCB digger. So it'll be like loads of people I know. So I'm quite looking forward to that.
That's nice you got invited. I'm going on my own on Saturday, but I'll be okay detecting.
That's all right. I'll video call you on Sunday.
Yeah, it's all right when I'm pulling up gold status like there is no tomorrow again. Just quickly, those in Essex or surrounding areas, we have a new flow. We've had 3 flows in 3 years, and it's caused a lot of admin issues because of that and COVID. And but I emailed Michael Lewis today of the British Museum, who head of PAS, who was on the show a few weeks ago. Great show if you want to watch it, catch up on our YouTube channel. And in Essex, we have a new flow and flow assistant starting next month. So if you've got fines, I shouldn't tell you really, should I? Because they're going to be inundated. But yeah, we got one.
Get your own in first, mate.
I am in the queue. I've got my treasure to pick up. 3 years or so, 3 odd years. So I've got to pick that up in March. So anyway, so that's a good bit of news. And then this week, the PAS launch at the British Museum, which I was meant to go to,
that Henry and Catherine Lockett.
I would have been there, wouldn't I? I had a very important day at work, but it was cancelled at 8 o'clock that morning. But I was going to be up in the museum with Treasure Hunting magazine. But yes, everyone's seen it. It's all over the place. It's on the searcher. It's on Facebook. It's on everywhere. And wouldn't it be lovely if the guy who found it came on the show?
Have a word. Talking of which, news, Adrian. I'm not going to show it. I'll just quickly go through.
No, show us.
No, I'll get Jason on the show. Multiple news articles I've shared on the Big Detecting Show. Hold on, then I'll share it. How do we do that?
Yeah, because I think you click share button on the computer.
Share screen.
I've got a screen up saying how to stay awake during radio interview. Oh no, it's gone.
There you are. So, a mudlarker, these are all articles that have been shared to the Big Detective Show Facebook group. Mudlarker discovers cup in Thames that may be a Roman find. An 18-year-old strikes gold with a historical discovery. I think that's an Anglo-Saxon brooch.
With a garret. See, you don't need to spend millions.
Information that's been shared about the new quests.
Oh, yeah.
That was Tony Kaywood. A detectorist finds an unexploded bomb near a school in Invergordon. And I was raised my eyebrows at that article because it just seems to be nobody's actually asked for permission. So, what else was there?
Diggers
Dips have got a new updates to their site. Portable Antiquities finds days for the coming year in Cheshire, Northwest, sorry. The Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon locket. Tim's book. Again, the quest. And there was something else. I'm sure there was another article further down. James Barham will be coming back on the show in the very near future. His most recent article on Birkenhead Priory in the Cheshire Life. And Fraser's gold scabbard mount as well. That was it.
Oh, yeah. That's fantastic, that is. Good old boy, Fraser.
So lots of metal detecting in the news of late.
And
good evening to Nelly and Bonnie. Nelly and Bonnie are listening.
Now
listen.
No rude.
Nelly and Bonnie, when Daddy says it's time for bed, don't forget to go to sleep. Be good. And it was great listening to Bonnie doing mapping before, finding a way home with the map.
Oh, girl. One more bit of news, Dave. Sutton Hoo, not so far from me, has got an extensive additional range of artifacts found. I'm not sure if it's this month, but it's probably next month. They've, on top of the finds they have on the general display, they're actually displaying an additional 1,600 finds, which some have never been seen by the general public before. Now, I'm not sure if that's for a month or for the rest of the year, but they've got an additional expansion to the museum. So I went up there last year, one of the best days out I've ever had in my life. It's a lovely sunny day, 3 deck chairs, beautiful scenery, beautiful countryside, lovely food at the cafes and that, and stayed at a hotel overnight. Loved it. So, and if you've got kids or a dog, you can take them. You can take kids.
Adrian,
as long as they're yours, don't just take any.
Yeah, fair play. Sing Nelly and Bonnie a song.
My mate Billy's got. Oh no, not that one. Fatty and Skinny were laying in bed. Fatty blew off and Skinny was dead.
That was a bit morbid.
No, it wasn't. Well,
what about? I know a song that'll get on your nerves, get on your nerves, get on. Let's get Jason on the show.
Mary had a little lamb. It was.
Good evening, Jason.
Evening all.
How are you, young man?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks yourselves.
Marvellous, absolutely marvellous. Jason, for those who don't know you're in the chat, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name's Jason Stevens. I run a group in Wales called Metal Detecting Passport. So we're a group that organises permissions for our members to go and dig on any day that they want on any of our permissions when they want for a small fee which the landowner benefits from.
Brilliant. And originally, some people historically might remember it was Craig Hearn who actually came up with Metal Detecting Passport a few years ago. And you took basically ownership of the group from him. That's
right. So I've had the passport now for the last year. So I've been trying to build up, get some additional permissions on there and build up a decent structure behind it, which seems to be working. So as you see with the QR code behind, we've got the website up and running now. We're building up our catalogue of permissions, which is good. And we're sponsored by Dragon Detecting as well in Swansea. So, the support that Dragon's given Jordan and Dragon Detecting has been great. So
that's because Jordan's just so lovely, that's why.
He's brilliant. And he's come out on some of our permissions before as well. Annoyed a few of the others because he got the decent finds of the day, but it's the way it goes. But no, it's starting to build up, which is good.
So basically, they go onto the website, they pay a membership fee, and then if I remember correctly, if it's still the same, thereafter they can go onto the website into the members only area, choose where they're going to go to, book in to go on that time and date, etc., and then pay an additional fee which goes to the farmer and such like on the day, and that's basically it, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. So we do two different memberships. We do the full year's membership, and that's £60 a year to be a member of the passport. Or there's a trial membership that we're also doing, which is a month's membership for £15. Make sure that it's right for you, because some people like a bit of variety. Some people may not be too sure about clubs or groups and what they offer. So it's giving them the opportunity to really see what we are, and they get the full benefit for the month. And then we have a members only booking server where people can place bookings, they can have chats, they can purchase merchandise from us, anything like that, and access our catalogue of permissions through that server as well. They contact me, I get them booked on, and it's £12.50 a day, and £10 of that goes straight to the landowner.
Brilliant.
That's good. That's cheap. £12.50. Very cheap. You wouldn't get that down here.
No. Well, the thing is, our hobby is a wonderful hobby, and I want to make it as accessible to as many people as I can, without them having to really be hit hard financially for it. A lot of people aren't comfortable going and finding their own permissions. A lot of people just haven't got the confidence to do that, or haven't got the time to do that, or some people just like the variety of going in various different places around the country without having to have that stress. And I just want to make it as accessible as much as I can for as many people as I can without them being stung for it, really. So I just want to be able to make sure that we can really promote our hobby in a really positive way.
I'm just going to have to interject a second. The sound issues that people are experiencing, are they when Jason talks or when all three of us talk? I'm getting
Jason,
feedback from Jace. So just let us know of that, because we might have to ask Jason to log out and then log back in again. We won't lose you, Jace. You'll just be disappear for a couple of minutes. It's very crackly, so we're not sure what's happening there. So
probably got dirt from a dig in there and your microphone. Have you got? I think it's at the end of your. Have you got Are you using your phone microphone?
iPad.
Is it like that? Oh no, it's like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you might have to blow in it, but mute yourself. Dave, did you want to mute Jason?
I tell you what, Jace, if I log you out and then give it a blow and what have you, or put some hands free and anything like that, and then come back on in a minute, and we'll get you straight back on. Jace is going to blow it off now. See you in a minute. Right, so we just kicked him out just why he's.
Well, Jonathan O'Brien lives on Anglesey and he's looking for permission. So,
I think actually Jason is probably South Wales. The metal detecting
it's all one
Port
place,
originally.
isn't it? It's all the same thing. Isn't
Yeah,
it? Wales.
like Essex is London.
Yeah, it's not far. It's like half hour everywhere unless you're going to London. But Tidy Treasure Hunter, Jason, what area in Wales? Like you said, South Wales. But he may be expanding. I'm
sure we'll find all that out.
That's £12.50 a day. That's cheap. That's really cheap. And £10 goes to the landowner. It's got to, isn't it? It's got to go to the landowner. I think I'd love to detect in Wales because the soil's so much better than what we got down here, all clay and claggy. It was like toffee last week, Dave. Mate of mine went out. Oh, it's awful, the clay. But I'm going out Saturday, so I'll take the badger with me.
You went out this weekend? Just gone?
Not this weekend. No, I've still got ankle problems.
I wanted to ask you a question. It was really pertinent.
What?
Did you find anything?
I have found things, yes.
What have you found?
What, recently?
Yeah.
Well, I found gold the other week, but that's
have you ever found anything that's like worth loads of money?
Yes.
I'm just doing detectives being asked on a beach questions.
On a beach? Oh, I have found rings on beaches. And
no. When you're detecting on the beach and people come asking you questions.
Yeah.
You found out.
I actually spoke to someone last year. I was on my own, and they came up to me and they didn't say, "Have you found anything? Have you found anything of value? How much does that cost?" They said, "What a wonderful hobby! How lovely you're at." And I thought, a normal person. And I got chatting. It was an old boy actually who walked the same footpath really old footpath. No one ever walks down, and he'd been walking down it for 40 years, and his legs had gone. He had 2 walking sticks and a dog that was like struggling behind him. And he wasn't asking any questions like that. He just said, "Look at all this lovely countryside, and you can spend all day out." And it didn't ask. All he said was something like, "Does that ache when you carry it all day long?" And I said, "No, it's lightweight," and all that. And I thought, how lovely. He's the only one I've ever met person who hasn't said, "Found gold yet?" Yeah. Where's Lance?
Read the bottom of the screen. Dave, Angie's back permitting. There may be cake on Sunday.
Oh dear.
Leonard Jackman received his Queen box display box today. Thank you very much. Well done, Leonard.
Sorry, on that note, Stu Vickers messaged tonight, Dave, about his prize, and the Christmas prizes, they've nearly all gone out, or 98% have gone out.
There's 2 prizes to go out from me specifically. I've communicated with Mark and the other person whose name's not English, and I can't remember how to say it. And that'll be sorted over the weekend. But everything else has been communicated to the correct channels. Regdens have sent theirs out. Treasure It, Coin Pod, Monarch, Graham Dempsey.
There's a lot. There's loads.
I can't remember.
But some people didn't claim not the big prizes, but some of the small prizes weren't claimed. And we've had to cut it off now because they've had a month. So or more than that. So we've had to cut it off now, and they will go back in the pot. And
in the pot, and we will be doing a draw solely for people who are actually physically watching on the night.
And
anyway,
4 manticores.
Jason's back now.
Is that any better?
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
Lovely. Studio quality.
Studio quality. Not our studio. It's not that bad.
No. Jason, just got a quick question which was raised in the chat.
Yes.
What areas of Wales do you cover at the moment, and are you looking at expanding?
So at the moment, we've got permissions coming from Trelewis, which isn't too far from Merthyr. We've got them in Llantrisant. We have them in Cowbridge, a few around the Bridgend area. We have a couple in Neath. We've got Carmarthen, Aberystwyth, Bethania, and we also have Sennybridge, which is up near Brecon. That one is a huge permission. That's around 500 acres. We also, I was chatting to somebody last night, which is North Wales, where hopefully we may be able to get some land up there, and also somewhere along Pembrokeshire as well, if somebody's interested. And I've also started to try and source permissions the other side of the border as well. So I've started to approach some permissions in Gloucestershire as well now.
Brilliant.
Trelewis, am I right in saying Trelewis was where the man bought the field because he was convinced there was a medieval village there, and it ended up there was a medieval village, and he now owns a medieval village?
Well, the permission that we've got has got a really old chapel slap bang in the middle of it. So there's a lot of history around that area. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure Trelewis, an archaeologist, was convinced there was a medieval village in this particular area, and the land came up for sale. He bought it, and he's been excavating the medieval village ever since. Fantastic story.
Cool, brilliant. I've never thought of that. You seem really busy on having the permissions you've got and gaining the permissions. So if I tonight sign up via your website and pay for the annual subscription, it's annual, isn't it? £60 a year.
£60 a year, or the £15 for a month's trial.
Right, is that £60? So if I take it out in April, it's valid to April next year, or is it January to?
No, it's a rolling year. So whenever you take it, it's a year from that point.
So if I sign up with you and I live in North Wales, how am I alerted via Facebook or email when you get permissions there, or do you send a global email out to everyone?
So what we have is we have our members only. It's a Discord server, which is what we use for our communication between our members, and that's where our catalogue's put up. So as soon as there's new land put on, it goes up into our catalogue. That gets updated. But then we also put it up on our social media pages as well, that we now have new land, or we're going to do a recce dig, and we'll keep people updated that way. So as soon as we've got new land out, then we'll give them a general idea of what area it's in and how many acres we're looking at, and a few pictures of it. And what I also do, because I'm very keen on keeping it as honest and open as I can, that whenever we go to do the recce digs, I'll always take a couple of our members from the passport with me. So I think it would be too easy for people to say, look, all the things that he's finding on that recce dig, it must be a great piece of land and it's only you finding it. I would rather my members find it. So any pictures that you ever see get put up from the recce digs or anything else, any other people digging, that's all our members that are finding those things. So it's always, if the recce digs come up trump, then that land will go on our catalogue. If it's full of green waste and a load of crap, then we won't bother with it.
Mm. And how many people on? I know you've got different size permissions, but on average, what's the maximum you can handle on most of your permissions?
We normally cap it to a maximum of 4 a day, and that's because we don't do group digs. We cap it to around 4 a day. So that way, landowners seem a bit more keen allowing us on doing it that way because they're not being swarmed by countless amounts of detectorists. And equally, it's easier for us to police as well. So I know exactly who's going on, what permission on what day. And if that landowner comes to me and says, I've had a load of holes left all open or an absolute tip, I'm not happy with the way it's been left, I know exactly who's responsible for that. And that way it protects our other members and also protects our permissions as well. So it's nice to be able to go out and have that dig when you want, not have to compete for some land, and you can just go where you want, when you want in that permission.
Brilliant. Is
There
that
are- Sorry, there are a couple of that do like that. They're quite happy for us to have group digs as well. So we did a group dig back in November in Bethania, which was that was the first one that we actually run, but they're interested in doing a couple others as well. So we may do a couple over the course of the year, but they're only going to be very sporadic, very very few and far between, because that's not the sort of club we are. I mean, the organised groups, they've got a place and they're really important. They're really great, and they're great for friendship element of it and the social element of it. But again, some people just like to be able to go out and have some time on their own where they're just themselves.
And do you have
You're
to be
starting crackling again, by the way.
Yeah.
You people have pulled that up.
Sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay. We'll bear with it. Go on, Adrian.
What is there an age, a minimum age for children, or can they come like 11-year-old with an adult?
So if one of our members has got, say, an 11-year-old, like you said, they can bring their 11-year-old along with them. They're not going to be charged for that. They can come along for the day and detect with them.
They're brilliant. That gets them into the hobby as well, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And teaches them from a young age, a responsible way of detecting as well.
Absolutely.
And a typical day is that sort of this time of year, is that sort of 9 o'clock in the morning till sort of 4 in the afternoon, or is it what?
Yeah, it's normally from decent light up till light down really. So yeah, this sort of time of the year you're looking from about 8 o'clock onwards until probably around 4 or 5, and then in the summers it's you get more time out of it.
Steve Cord's asking, is there a link to the website? Open your camera on your phone and scan that barcode that Adrian's pointing out there. In fact, if we go big on Adrian, you'll also see below it metaldetectingpassport.com, or just scan. Very good, Adrian. Very good. Very professional, then. Oh, I didn't like that view. Didn't like that.
It's interesting though, because just 4 people detecting for the day is lovely. I don't mind rallies and big digs, but sometimes, not that I'm an antisocial person, but the whole point of the hobby for me is just going off and wandering off and detect. And it is nice. Do you find anything, mate? Yeah, I've got this. Do you find anything? No, ring pulls. And then sometimes you might get, oh, what's your machine? And next thing you know, you're with someone who's like half an hour talking to you. You just want to detect. And especially if you're paying for it. And, even though £12.50 for a day's detecting on top of your annual membership, I think is a cracking good value. And if that was down my way, I'd sign up straight away, because down south, it's at least double that. So it's and you've got a membership fee on top of that, and you're with a lot more people. In regard to fines, have you got a generic contract between all your landowners? It's all 50-50, is it?
Yeah, so if there's anything obviously if there's anything of significant interest, then you have to notify the FLO and then go through the relevant channels. If there's anything that is valued at £1,000 or more, then it's a 50-50 split between the landowner and the detectorist. Anything below that, then the detectorist keeps.
Nice. And more importantly, Jason, how on earth did you get involved in the hobby?
Well, it's something I've been wanting to do for donkey's years. And I mean, as far back as I can remember, every year my missus would always say to me, "What do you want for Christmas?" Metal detector. You're not having a bloody metal detector. It'll only be left in the garage. You're not going to use it. You don't listen to your drone. You don't listen to your fishing. as they do. And then eventually it was 2019, I think it was. I got my first metal detector. So she bought me. It was a Dr. Otech MCXR, just to get me out. So it was from my wife and my family. And so we then went into lockdown, so I never got to use it. And then in between lockdown, I went out on a couple of rallies and enjoyed it, but realised that the MTXR wasn't going to cut it for me. So I then went on to the Simplex, which I loved, and upgraded a few of the coils, and then last year I got the Legend. So yeah, it's one of those things that as soon as I took it on, the missus has now said that rather than me forgetting about the hobby, it's become an obsession.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It is a total obsession.
Yeah.
Whilst I'm saying it, and before it disappears, a lot of people saying they love the sound of your detecting passport, and it's a great idea and really good setup. So, what's data? Oh, here we are. Yes, this is the website. I'm trying to work out what detector that is. I think it's a golden mask. I'm not sure. Oh, you do clothing.
Yeah, we've got a few items on there, gradually building up. So I have somebody in Gloucestershire that makes clothing up for me, and they dispatch it, so it's made for each individual.
Are they limited to the amount of digs they can go on a year?
Nope.
And is it just Saturdays and Sundays?
No, you can go 7 days a week if you want.
Really?
Yeah.
And is it yourself who attends, or someone who's part of Metal Detecting Passport?
What do you mean?
Are you always there?
No.
Or
no.
They just four
So
people turn up.
They will contact myself. I put them in with the landowner, and once the landowner's given the all clear and said, "Yeah, no problem," because obviously there may be some reasons why the land's not accessible. So, like for example, our Clanchison one's been inaccessible recently because of the weather. The field's been too hard or it's been too water laden, but now it's back open again. So there's times when they won't be able to go on certain ones or work-related issues. But no, they contact myself. I put them in with the landowner, and then I'll let the landowner know the name of the person that's going to be turning up, so they know exactly who to expect. So they're not going to have some random person turn up, and they're given the address and the details and the landowner's name so that they can rock up. They pay the landowner when they arrive, and then they get on and do a day's detecting.
And obviously, you'll be promoting sensible metal detecting as well, doing it all the proper way. You'll ask people to report the fines in the usual manner. But when it comes to the fines, do people actually come back and share what they found with you via, I take it, a Facebook group or something similar?
So we've got an Instagram page, which if they send me any photos through, then I'll put them up on our Instagram. But we have a fines section on our Discord server as well, so people share their fines on there as well. And I know whenever somebody goes out, I'll always inquire as to if they find anything or not, because it's an interest to me, not just a sort of, I don't want them to think I'm checking out, but I just want to know what people are finding on the land that we're providing for them. So, yeah, the people that's been going on there have been great, and they've been really open with the finds that they've been having.
Brilliant. I've got a question from Philip Wills. There's a surprise. Do you supply maps of the permission boundaries?
Yeah, that's all part of the catalogue. So once you become a member, you can download the catalogue off of our Discord server, and that will have the boundaries of each one of our permissions. And we also provide the what 3 words as well, so that you can get straight to the location.
Brilliant. And do they have to have their own insurance like NCMD, AMD?
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
So every member has to have insurance.
So is that could be FID or NCMD or AMDS? Yeah. Oh, wow.
Steve Cord's asking it's 50-50, and you've already answered that. It's predominantly the money goes to the landowner.
Yeah, so if it's 50-50 if it's valued at over 1,000.
Right. Okay. So right.
Oh, sorry. You want about the fees?
Is,
I think so.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
50,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, the fees. Let me get this right. It's £12.50 a day to detect. You get £2.50, and £10 goes to the landowner.
That's right.
Right. And then obviously normal rulings would apply when it comes to any fines of consequence.
Yes,
And
just in case I've got that
there
wrong.
is a code of conduct that's provided to them as well that they're expected to follow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice that the detectorist pays the landowner when they arrive, so all the monies go. So he's happy, he gets his money, and it's open, it's genuine. There's no sort of you get £12.50 and the farmer gets 50p and you get £12. So that's really nice. How long's this?
I mean, if you think about it, Adrian, if you paid your £60 membership fee and then you went on 4 digs a week, then Jace and the team would be still probably earning less than most dig organisers would themselves.
Yeah, and what's that? That's £5 a month, isn't it?
Mm.
Cheaper than a packet of fags. Cheaper than a pint if you live in London.
Yep.
Not as cheap if you live in Congleton.
No, I heard about that, by the way. You on Friday night or Saturday night.
Saturday afternoon.
Was
a message in you?
No, but for everyone that knows, Dave isn't a big drinker unless it's pineapple rum or some sort of Polish vodka out of a petrol can at Detectable. But he's got a pub that's reopened 3 minutes walk off from his house. So he went down there on Saturday night, and I've been told this from someone else. And you went in there for a quick drink, see what it was like, and you ended up having what? 7 pints and a kebab.
7 pints and a kebab. 7 pints and a kebab, but one of them pints was actually mango cider.
Oh no. Well, I have a brewery. I don't think I've told you this, David. 3 minutes walk from my Baddo Brewery.
You've told me
really
often.
Good. And I'm going there tomorrow night, and then I'm going to get a Chinese and walk home and take the dog in there. Anyway, sorry, Jason, we're waffling on. So you've got the. Do you encourage people who've never detected before, or you don't encourage them? But if I messaged you and said I want to join, pay £60, I want to come detecting. Have you had any newbies come? Because I think if you're new to the hobby, one of the things that really worries you is a bit like, when BMXs come out, you got one for your birthday and you were hoping for a rally burner or a Harrow bike, and you got the Tesco's value equivalent, and you turned up at the bike track and everyone just laughed at you. Now we all know that, and you admitted you had a Dr. Otech, which is a very basic machine.
Yeah.
But there is a little bit of snobbery in the hobby. And I think you only need to look at social media to see, I've got the new this, and look what I found, and look how good I am at digging. If you're new to the hobby, it can sometimes be a little bit overkill, and especially, and for you to turn up with 3 other people there who we're all good guys in this hobby, it's quite nice for a beginner. So have you had many beginners try it out?
Yeah, we've had a couple of beginners, and the beauty is that within our Discord we've got it's a good chat facility as well. So there's people in our chat or in our group that have got a variety of machines. So we've got a wealth of knowledge in amongst ourselves where we can also help and advise those newbies that's coming on board as well, which is really good. So yeah, there is a lot of snobbery in the hobby. We can't deviate away from that. Unfortunately, it's as it is. But people are able to go out, try their equipment, regardless of how complicated or basic it is, without knowing that they're not going to be judged.
Yes, I think it's a fantastic idea. And if I lived in Wales, I'd sign up without a doubt. £60 is not. It's not extra. It's a birthday, isn't it? What do you want for your birthday? You should do that. Metal detecting passport. Yeah, metal little birthday card, annual subscription to metal detecting passport. Oh, do you get a card? Do you get a card when you join, or?
Yeah, so we do digital membership cards. So rather than having to add another card into your wallet, which is already bulging with other bits of plastic, we do a digital one that you can save on your onto your phone. So if anybody asks for any identification, then you can show that to them on your phone, and it will also have a copy of any emergency contacts on there as well. So if anything did happen while you're out there, then the landowner is able to, if he finds that you've, broken your ankle in a hole or something, then you can, you'll be able to contact your emergency contact with myself.
I'm liking this, Dave. Are you?
I'm also liking this. It's tidy.
Yeah. And
sorry, Pats.
And I think Gareth Howard's just put in the chat, that's what I love about this show. We are constantly finding out about new people or new groups within the hobby, which otherwise we wouldn't even know they exist. And it's true, because even if you're on social media, they algorithms and things, you lose things. And I'd heard a metal detecting passport a few years ago. Hang on.
I want to read that one. I spotted it. I'm reading it.
Go on.
Would Jason accept people from east of the border who can't pronounce Welsh names?
Well, absolutely. I'm one of them. So
yeah,
there's three of us here.
And I've lived over here since 2015, and there's a load of Welsh names I haven't got a clue with.
No, so, is your partner Welsh?
No, both born and bred Tetbury.
So that's interesting. So in Wales, an Englishman going up to a Welsh farmer can't be easy.
There is sometimes some barriers to break down, but in all fairness,
and that's why he has friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. In all fairness, it's not been too bad. It's just being able to go up to somebody and speak to them on a one-to-one and get into the mindset about what's the worst they're going to say.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yes.
I'd just also like to welcome all the new viewers tonight. Obviously, some of you may have watched before, but there's a few names popping up in the chat room who we've not seen watching before. Lee Jefford being one, and Kirsty A. Lareness, and there's one or two. Jonathan O'Brien as well.
Yes,
Jonathan, I spend so much time in Anglesey, you wouldn't believe it. In fact, I'm about to book a cottage in May.
Lee Jefford, who you just mentioned, is one of our members. He helps out on our Facebook page, so it's good that he's logged in.
Yeah, he says that you'd helped him get into metal detecting, and he can't understand you.
Yeah.
And help him when he gets a Garrett. There's someone just joined the chat, Steve Newman. What if he joined? Don't let him join.
Don't let him join. Don't let him join.
You won't understand him.
Let him join. Let him join. He's lovely. He's just a bundle of love.
He'll smash his magic manticore wand all over your land and
when he talks that magic manticore wand, it was definitely a euphemism.
Yes. Oh God, yeah, definitely. So Jason, you started with an OTEC, then you went to a Simplex, which is a cracking little machine, which I think is 4 years old now, which ring a bell. And mine's still going strong with the battery and the original coil, which a lot of people have trouble with. And now you've got the Legend. And it's a natural progression because a lot of people say to me, obviously I review a lot of machines and I've got quite a few machines, and a lot of people have got like a Garrett 300i. What should I get as my next machine? I'm thinking of getting a Deus 2. Well, yeah, that's okay, but it's always good to work your way up. So if you've got a Garrett Ace 300i, look at an AT Pro, look at possibly an AT Max, and you've gone the Nocta route, which I didn't realise till today. Bizarrely, doing a bit of research, Nocta have nearly 25 years they've been making detectors, and 12 years ago they had the Nocta, I think it was Gold 3D, which was actually producing a detector which would produce 3D images of the signal in the ground up to 14 inches. And you've gone for the Legend. Did you buy it as soon as it came out, or did you get it sort of mid last year?
I think I got it around June time.
So you got the version 1.0, version 6.
It was.
Yeah. And then because I got it and it was awful when I got it. It was lovely to hold. The display was lovely and everything, but it was just messy. It was discrimination was all over the shop and pinpointing out the ground. But since they've launched the updates, sorry, we're talking technical, but it is the
What?
big detecting
Sorry,
show. We have
sorry.
to talk about metal detectors.
Haven't said anything.
Are you running the latest version software that came out last month?
I've got the 110. I haven't got
Yeah.
the. I haven't got the 110 too.
You haven't got the 110.2.
No, just the 110
No.
at the moment.
Yeah, because the 110 I think was a beta. So, but you're enjoying it a lot, are you?
Yeah, absolutely. I love my machine.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cracking little machine, and I'm got an interview with Dilek soon. I'm going to have a little chat with her, and I'm interested because the Legend is a machine that not to market as why pay more when you're getting more for less.
Mm.
And in my head, what's a Legend? 500 quid for a basic Legend, I think. Is it?
Yeah,
500?
the Pro
I'll
kit
cost less than that.
Well, if it costs 500 quid and it's as good as a machine that's like £900, what would a machine be like if it was £1,000 from Nocta? Would it be as good as a £2,000 machine? So I'll be interested. And they've just brought out the first swing, which is a beginner's detector, which will be over here soon. And I think they've got another one coming. I genuinely think, and I was right about Quest, when I Dave. Quest,
You were?
the V80, which that looks a phenomenal machine. And I've also heard this week, Dave, another company, I won't say any names, who we are very close to, will be bringing out a new machine later on this year. Company we're very close to. I found a gold ring with one. He's lost the plot. Anyway.
Paul B asks, question of attire. Would farmers prefer to wear sheepskin jackets instead of camo to not get the flock out of there?
I think I'll leave that down to your own discretions on that.
I've no idea what he said.
Well, Dave,
Adrian.
Shall we? I'm just thinking we've got a lot of
Book
people.
Wars!
Yeah. Sorry,
Jason. We're in mid-competition.
No problem.
For those who haven't watched before, what? Should I play the commercial first?
Yeah,
Jason gets
can vote.
Jason gets to choose the page.
Ooh.
Mm.
Okay.
So, for those of you who haven't watched the show before, and there's one or two of you, I'm sure, Book Wars. We are now in. It's match number 3, isn't it, Adrian? Match number 3. So, the first week I chose 50 Fines of Cheshire, and Adrian chose some book that I've no idea what it was. And week 2, I chose British Artifacts, Volume 2. And Adrian chose Advanced Detecting. Now, first week, 50 Fines of Cheshire went through. Last week, Advanced Detecting went through. Tonight, we've got 2 new books, which we will be. Where's he gone now?
Because I was just showing the winner last week. Really good book, Jason. If you haven't got it, buy it. It will. That's the one. That was last week.
That was the one. So they will go. They've gone through to the next round. We've got 2 more legs tonight and next week's books, and then we'll have a semi-final and then a final. That will go through to an end-of-year Champions League, and the next set of books will be 4 books each, chosen from people who have been on the show, people who have authored books who've been on the show.
Book
Wars. I've actually got 3 of mine lined up already, Adrian.
All right. Steve Barnett, I bought it, love it. See?
People
know what to vote for.
So, 400 pages I've got tonight, Adrian. How many have you got?
What's it? Do you include the? You don't include the index.
No, because that'll just the index gets boring.
What about the glossary of terms? 214.
So, Jason, pick a
Big
number
band.
between 1 and 214.
I will go for 169.
169. Now it's me first this week, Mr. Gaylor.
All right.
Oh. This is quite a long paragraph, Adrian.
Oh God.
Anne Alnage, 1702 onwards. Ingrained image by Stu E. Found by Nasher. Found near Baldock in Hertfordshire. This is a single disc from a 4-disc Alnage seal. The signature is known to be that of Anne, but in particularly interesting for 2 reasons. Firstly, it is one of the very few Alnage seals to indicate a coloured cloth. The grain from ingrained refers to the insect originally thought to be a seed that was used to dye fabrics red. At the time of this, used the term probably applied to any red dye. Secondly, this particular example displays a combination not previously noted on this type. Ingrained and the Alnage subsidy fee, half a D. This tends to undermine a theory put forward that these were probably issued as a result of the research by agents of the Duchess of Lennox and Richmond. I'm going to stop there because I'm bored. Go on, Adrian.
I'm really sorry, and I'm not being rude, Jason, or you, Dave. Last week we just briefly discussed magazines of an adult nature, and Gareth Howard in the chat has certain magazines still in his mum and dad's loft in case he's single again. And he just put in the chat, "Are we definitely not doing art magazine wars because I've been up in my mum's loft this week?"
Yeah, off the show last week ended up being about certain magazine types.
Oh, sorry. Honestly, that really got me. It might be because my brother used to hide his stash up there. But anyway, so, my book, I will quickly whiz through it. There's a little paragraph, and I'll try and read it properly. Bronze coinage. The bronze coinage of the period consisted of new meat with a small proportion of silver from 318 to 324. This was as much as 4%, but fell back to 2% from 324 to 340. This shows how inflation was increasingly becoming a problem. In the next chapter, we'll see how it had become in the coming decades in the 4th century. We numismatists tend to categorize Numi by their reverse types rather than the emperor. This is because there were often many emperors who shared the same reverse types. In previous chapter, you would have seen coins with the Genio Povli Romani type struck for all the Terarchs and Soli and Latin coins struck for Constantine, Lincus, I, and Maximus in the period blah blah blah. This does give an indication relative of rarity, showing that it's just I can't read it all. Do you want to see a picture? Show a picture of your page, Dave.
Hold on.
Oh, he's got it all digital, isn't he?
No. Just got to find my book again. Hold on, Adrian. Let me show yours first. Oh, that's nice. Over to me, Adrian.
Did it say the book? Did it say the book?
These green screens are absolutely appalling.
Hold it at an angle.
Oh. So, without further ado, please comment the vote. So mine, Adrian, was Cloth Seals, an illustrated reference guide to the identification of lead seals attached to cloth by Stuart F. Elton, and it is currently retailing at a shockingly large new £62.57, or you can get it on second-hand on Amazon at £27.65.
Well, my book is A History of Roman Coinage in Britain by Sam Moorhead, who is the leading specialist for the PAS, Portable Antiquities Scheme. Why have I gone all dark? And he is very clever, basically. And this book has got over 1,600 pictures, lots of them high resolution. And it basically gives you, you can identify every Roman coin through this book. If there isn't a picture, the description will do it. So I highly recommend. Look at that. Do you remember Dorling Kindersley? It's like that.
Who did what now?
They used to do really good books, but yeah. So you've got it all there.
Sexy.
Oh look. Now this book is a Bible. This is what you want. It's £26 from Greenlight Publishing or Detecting Media. Detecting Media do a free magnifier for your coins if you buy it from them. But 26 quid. You won't need another one. And it's been out. Actually, when it came out, when the Frome Hoard was being unearthed, we know the man who found that very well. But yeah, Sam Moorhead writes some great books.
Well, Adrian, you've won, but a very, very, very close second was Gareth Howard.
Yes. All right.
Adrian, you've took the lead after my initial head start. You're up there now.
Angie's right though. There are bits in there which are a bit boring. I wasn't clever enough to do Latin at school. My brother was, but like all detectorists, we look at the find and then we research it. And some stuff's a bit boring and some stuff's interesting. But the beauty of this book is it will help identify your coin, but you'll also find out the reason why that coin is like it is. And it is such a good book, really good. And sorry, she's already bought 4 books. And that's another one. She's already bought a load, but yeah.
I'm going to have to practice me reading this week, so I'll make it sound sexy next week, so we get a draw.
Well, the weird thing is, this book, I thought I was either given it or bought it because I'm fortunate I'm given some books. But what worries me is it was given to someone as a Christmas present.
Now, can somebody tell me what the name of Trevor's last name? He used to be the NCMD chairman way back when. He was married to Sue. I can't remember the last name. It might have been Oliver. Rings a bell.
I haven't stolen it. Jason, do you buy books?
Yeah, I do have some books.
What's the last one you bought related to metal detecting?
The last one I had would have been Spinks, I think. The latest Spinks books.
And are you allowed to buy any more books?
Depends if it's knowingly or not.
Yeah.
Angie's spent over £60 on books this week because there's a cracking sale on at Greenlight Publishing. Yes, there is.
I think that's finished. I'm not sure.
It would have finished the end of January, wouldn't it? Are you going to check? You're going to check.
Yeah, sorry, it's finished. Just a little heads up for everyone. It's an awful month, January, for everyone because everyone's skint. Greenlight always have a sale on in January. So if you want a book for Christmas, rather than say to your family, "Oh, I want this book from Greenlight,"
Greenlight book tokens. Greenlight book tokens.
They do tokens, but ask for money or say, "I'll have it in January," because you can save up to 40%, which is a lot of money.
Trevor Austin, thank you, Wendy.
It's not.
I said Austin before the show, didn't I? It was Sue.
Hi, Wendy. Hope you're well. Who was Trevor's wife?
Sue.
Was it?
Sure it was. Wendy, it was Trevor and Sue Austin, wasn't it? Because they have the photograph. Oh, no, that's someone totally different. They have some form of award every year. Trevor and Sue Austin, or Sue done it. Wendy, help.
Anyway, Jason, sorry, we're waffling on.
We are. We do this. We're legends.
Susan Toker, I actually think both of these books should be, yes, the more books, the merrier. And one day I will have a big library of books. I have got a nice library, but it's all like under the bed, behind the U bend. Some are in the loft, magazines predominantly. But yeah, Dave, should we do a bit of coil spinnage?
Shall we do spin it? Jace, have you ever been privy to spin the coil?
I don't think I have.
No way. Well, if Jason hasn't been privy, there's other people who haven't been privy, Adrian.
I think we should spin the coil with that book wars tonight. I think we should bring a bit of
the coil.
Spin the coil. Yes, Jason. This is just
You
some
can
random
introduce
questions.
it.
So this is some random questions, metal detecting related, sort of, regarding the hobby and yourself. So little things like what you wear on your feet in the field. Have you detected ever in flip flops?
Are you wearing pants at the moment?
No, that one got taken out because a lot of people aren't, and it upset the viewers. But yeah, few little questions like, what would you rather find, a coin or an artifact? Little things like that, or gold or old. Would you rather?
What's your favourite hob?
Favorite what?
Sorry,
Hob ring.
Actually, Jason, yeah. What have you got? A gas or electric cooker?
Whoa! It might come up, Adrian.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
There we go.
Yes,
Spin the coil. For those of you who don't know, again, let's just show you the website first and foremost. This is the Big Detective Show website, which that's better.
We're on it. We're on it.
You can find all about the show on there. There's a pair of numpties there with links to our YouTube and Facebook, all links to our recent shows. If you're interested in advertising. Now, this little doozy here, subscribe to the Big Detective Show. So,
but not if you already have.
You click on over to there. Not if you already have. You can sign up to our newsletter, and we have free giveaways several times a year. Last one we done a Christmas draw with over, I think it was 30 prizes in the end, wasn't it, Adrian?
Yeah.
From all over, from lots of different fantastic companies and people, etc. And there's lots of other information on there, money off certain companies and such like as well. So all you need to do, fill in your details. We need your email address and your contact number in case you are a winner, and that's total GDPR. All that's between. Well, Adrian is the only person who gets that information. He sends me what I need to know, and then
it's all printed off and faxed today.
Yeah, it is, and then it'll ask what metal detector you use as well.
Sorry, Dave. I think you're on another window. We're seeing the green bit. I think the subscribe opens up a new window. So if what we've got, that's my fault.
Can you see it now?
Anyway, no, it's gone now.
Hold on.
Sorry. We have got thousands who've subscribed, and thank you very much. The only personal information we ask is...
Why did you tell me sooner? Not better.
No, still not there. And the only reason...
There it is.
Yeah, so you can win prizes and things and tickets and stuff. And you can follow us on Instagram and stuff, but it's no point because we don't put anything on Instagram. Dave puts it on Facebook, but that's about it. So I'm looking at the subscribe. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Okay, so we're going on Spin the Coil. Hello?
Oh, yeah. Nearly right. There it is. You see it now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Got it?
Yeah. So on here are some random questions, Jason, that nothing too personal. So we will, if you could just touch the spin button, Jason.
Press it, Jason. You ready to press it?
Yeah.
Press.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
Sorry,
well done.
it's delayed. Yeah.
All interactive here.
Yeah, got interwebs and everything.
Adrian, that spelling mistake's been on there since the day we put this online.
I know.
Searcher. I like Searcher magazine.
Do you know what, Adrian? He actually said the wrong answer then, didn't he?
He was a nice bloke, yeah. I'll just carry on reading. Britain's best-selling metal detecting magazine. But The Search is a good
That's
magazine.
not to say I don't read that one as well.
Britain's freest magazine.
Yeah, freest magazine. You should buy both. When I joined the hobby, I used to buy both. I always bought both. But you buy as much as you can, like the books. You know, you might have never found a Roman coin, but you buy the books.
I've got to say, Adrian, I've spotted another spelling mistake. But
yeah, all right, move on. Next one.
This month's searcher is a Bobby Dazzler with the Catherine of Aragon, Henry VIII necklace thing in it. Beautiful. Looks really nice. Next question.
Okay.
Oh.
What is the most annoying thing about detecting?
I think going back to what we said earlier, the snobbery about it.
Yeah. It's a bit like the funniest thing I've found recently is these youngsters wearing these. I won't say the brand, but they're a very popular trainer, and they're exactly the same as a pair my mum and dad bought me from Tesco's in the late 70s, early 80s, probably early 80s, and they're exactly the same, but they've got a logo on. And I wouldn't say the same applies to metal detectors, but if you look at the fines, then I think the most common depth is probably 2 or 3 inches, which your Dr. Otek would have found. So you've just got to walk over it, which I hate saying because it's a bit of a cliche, but it's true. And as long as you're out there enjoying yourself and having a good time and making friends and seeing the lovely countryside we've got in this country, that's what it's all about. So don't take the mickey. I'd love to be able to. I'd love to. No, I shouldn't say that.
Do you know what mine is, Adrian? Self-entitled people. People who demand things for nothing. And I'm sure some of the people who've been on the show in recent weeks, Treasure It, Monarch, CoinPod, the amount of people who'll be contacting them to try and get free stuff does my head in. People keep asking for me for free stuff. I don't have any stuff of my own, never mind free stuff.
No, I think it's like you, Jason. This isn't detecting passport isn't your full-time job, is it? No. So you're a magistrate in the day. I know. So no, you're not. I just made that up. But it's very rare to find a full-time detectorist, and I do sometimes struggle when I see certain YouTubers and people detecting on a Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, Friday afternoon, and then down the pub Saturday and Sunday. They might have retired or whatever. There might be a genuine reason, or they might have health issues. But it's a weird hobby. Next one.
Spin the coil.
Favorite.
Ooh, I reckon I know this one.
I reckon it could be. You use your wife's because you can't be bothered to buy one, like me.
I actually use a medicated one, a special one. I suffer with psoriasis, so I use a special shampoo to try and keep.
Oh, Adrian, you put your foot in it there, didn't you?
No, my son has a special
You're
one.
upsetting him there, saying he's losing his wife, and he's not.
What one is it?
Bozine.
No, it begins with a T. I can't think what it's called.
T-gel.
Yeah,
Timotei.
It's a clear medicated T-gel.
Yeah, it's very common now.
What?
Shampoos? No, causing like itchy scalps. It's got worse over the years. Anyway, next one.
Spin the coil. Don't be a spelling mistake. Don't be a spelling mistake. Don't be a spelling mistake. Favorite YouTuber?
Ooh,
controversial.
So there's. I'm going to put that as a toss-up between Sid Perry and Liam Dyson.
Liam Dyson, and you know, Liam didn't even start until as some people ago, not too long ago. I remember Liam sending us some of it. There's an article on the ArcMD Mag website about his first year in metal detecting with his Simplex. It was only about 2 or 3 years ago. Fair play.
Yeah, he's down to earth. There's no whistle the bells about his videos. It's him going out and enjoying the hobby.
He should come on this show, Dave, shouldn't he?
Absolutely.
He'll get another one.
Mine is the Staffordshire Searcher, Shane Holdcroft. Yeah,
mine's. Well, see, yeah, I won't say who mine is. Oh, that's nice. Eagle Eye DJ, nice comment in there. Right.
Spin the coil. Have you encountered green waste? In fact, progressing that question a bit, have there been any instances where green waste have come up on any of the metal detecting passport land and you've had to obviously alter to suit?
The majority of our land is clean. There's occasionally the odd little patch which will have a bit of green waste in. Some farmers seem to localize it in one field and leave all the rest, which is in some ways positive, but better if it's not there at all. But the majority of our land is clear. Now, we have one, it's a private permission that we have, actually share it with a chap that first started getting me into the hobby, really, and helped me out, a chap called Jeff Radcliffe. And it's just outside, about half a mile from where I live. And that field has produced Pal Stave, it's produced gold hammers, it's a gold royal, James I gold sovereign, various hammers. It's been really productive. But in between the two fields that's produced a lot of that, we call it the IKEA field. Because every single signal, which is absolutely screaming and banging, you would dig all day long, turns out to be an IKEA cam. Drives us insane.
I like that analogy because I've had similar, and it's like an IKEA clamp or a bracket or something similar. Yeah, definitely. Right.
And how excited do you get when you're first picking one up?
Yeah.
We'll have a last question, and then we'll go back and have a bit of a chat and go back over the metal detecting passport. What are the best pair of shoes that you have ever owned?
Oh, whatever? Or for metal
detecting? Yeah. No, ever. Not metal detecting.
I don't think you'd go wrong with a pair of Air Max. I do like my Air Max.
In your whole life? Even like when your mum and dad said you can spend more than £30 on a pair of trainers?
Yeah, I've been Air Max for years, so...
okay. No, okay, that's fair enough. I thought
steady walking boot for detecting.
Okay.
I wish I still had my DMs. I don't even know what happened to them.
Oh, that's a fair
nice.
I had DMs when I was younger. I did like them, and I had a nice pair of caterpillars as well. So,
I'm more of a Loke Brown DM, Brogue. Loke Brown, but they're very expensive and I can't afford them now. But you can get them repaired, which I like. Shoes you can get repaired.
Adrian, James Wynn from Treasure It says, "Evening, chaps. I sent the prize yesterday, so the winner should have received it by tomorrow. Thanks so much for the Treasure It article in Treasure Hunting magazine, Adrian. Amazing. Love it. A friend sent me a picture, so I must go and buy a copy."
Yes, so this month's magazine got stuff. But we look at that, James Wynn stuff. Look at that. And if you're watching, you can pause it and scan the QR code. It should work. But look at James's work. And then we've got the Coin Pod. And then we've got the lovely Monarch Designs, all what he does. And then the Noble MDT Spade, which is British and fantastic. And
is that gentleman that we met at the Rodney Cook last year?
Yes, Carl. He makes his spades out of stainless steel, British.
So,
steel.
Are you in communication with him?
He's on the book.
Because I haven't got his contact details. So
yeah, I've got his. Yeah,
because we did ask him to come on the show, didn't we?
He's very shy, like all these lovely people in the hobby. He's very shy, but
Like me and you.
he's in Treasure Hunting magazine. If you go and buy it. But firstly, a big thank you to James and all the other people for supplying gifts for the Christmas show. It was really good, and I wished I'd won. I'm actually going to buy something off James, and no, I don't want it for free because we're not like that, are we, Dave? I want to get something to put. I need to talk to him.
Whoa. Cake can be free. No, cake can be free.
Cake can be free, yeah, and alcohol. But
cake.
We all have fines, and I've got one that I want James to make something for. But yes, so thank you very much. Very, very nice. Just going through the chat, there's a lot of talking going on in the chat, Dave. Paul B, he's annoyed because Eagle Eye DJ said he's got a friend that keeps finding nice things when they're out detecting and he doesn't. Wonder who that could be. Lent in the Dallas 2 last weekend and all he found was lead. Monkey Boots. Well, Monkey Boots. What happened to Monkey Boots? Do you remember Monkey Boots, Jason?
No, that's
You're a bit younger than me. Dave, do you remember Monkey Boots?
I'm Googling them now to try. Do you remember Blocker Boots? Blocker Boots, they're in fashion today. I'll send you the advert. No. It was a kids' TV program back in the late 70s. I'll send you the video.
What was it about? Boots?
Blocker Boots. Kids who invented new boots called Blocker Boots. It was on Middle English or one of them Channel 4 programs in the early morning. Do you remember the school programs? Yeah,
I do. I used to like school programs. Open the TV. Right, children, sit down. Monkey Boots are very good.
Wow. The original Monkey Boots. $49.99 on Amazon.
Google it, everyone.
They're quite cool, actually.
Yeah, they are. They're like
get some for £50. Grafters Monkey Boots. Oh, I like them. They're purple. They're well nice.
Right. In the chat, we've only got 5 minutes, so just a quick run through, Jason. Metal detecting passport. If you're on your phone, you can't scan this, so you'll struggle. But if you're on your laptop or telly, scan that code. It will take you to Jason's website, Metal Detecting Passport. And if you're on your phone, Google Metal Detecting Passport, and you'll go to his website. And Jason does an amazing thing. This is only Wales at the moment, predominantly South Wales, isn't it, Jason?
South, Mid and West.
Mid and West, but potentially North and other areas. £60 a year, sign up, and then £12.50 a day detecting with 4 people, only 4 people. One of these permissions has got 500 acres, am I right? And you've got multiple locations. You can detect Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. You could take your son, your daughter, or your partner with you.
Significant other?
Yes, yes. And it's £12.50 a day. And the deal is anything over £1,000, it's 50-50 with the landowner. And they've got their own Discord group, which those who don't know Discord, it's like a It's like Facebook. It's like a WhatsApp Facebook group, which is it's more lockdown and stuff. So it's really good. So take a look at Metal Detecting Passport, and I think it's only going to get bigger. And from what people have said in the chat, it's a great idea, and I like it a lot because Jason's not making lots of money out of this, based on the website, the server, the Discord, all the things he has to do. He's got to pay the landowner and all his digital ID cards and everything. So hats off to you, Jason. I think it's a cracking idea, and I hope it goes from strength to strength.
Thanks, Adrian. I appreciate that. Certainly not in it to get rich. Like I said, I'm just in it to make sure that people can enjoy the hobby. I think we're really lucky to have a hobby where even if we have a bad day, it's still a good day digging. So So yeah, I just want to make sure that people got the opportunity to go out and enjoy that as much as we do.
Yeah,
Steve Cord is definitely going to be having a look. He lives in Cardiff.
Wonderful.
And can they sign up on and pay on the website, or do they register and then you get in touch? They can pay online.
Yeah, so you can purchase a membership through the website. What happens is once the purchase has gone through, the transaction's been made, I will then email that individual membership form for them to fill out so that we've got all the necessary details. So that's going to be obviously the name, address, the insurance number, your car registration so that the landowners also know whose car's parked up, things like that, and emergency contacts. Once we receive that, then they will then receive a link for the Discord channel, the code of conduct, and the membership, digital membership card.
Just imagine, Adrian, we could join £60 each. We could both go on holiday together in a cottage, sleep like Morecambe and Wise used to do, and go detecting every day at a different site.
As long as it's got 2 single beds, I'm up for that.
Oh, no, I meant like Morecambe and Wise used to sleep.
Well,
not Bernie.
On that note, if you decided to do that, if you buy more than one on the through the Passport website, you get a 10% discount.
Oh, look at that.
Even better. Just quickly, Jason, in the chat, Jason Wynn, lovely guy, great idea. Paul B, thank you for what you do, Jason. Steve Cord, I'll be there, brother. Gareth Howard, well said, Jason. Nice guy, and in it for the right reasons. Susan Tokus, Jason Stevens is helping both detectorists and the farmers. Good job. So, screenshot
Dave,
those.
And showing Dave Cake Sunday.
Yeah. And Stephen Law, he had some monkey boots sold, and he used to flip about his mum's alternative to DMs, a bit like England face blue smiling.
Adrian,
okay.
I've just seen a pair, and I actually want them. They're like bright purple, and they're mine. I've got to have them. Mint.
Anyway, Jason, I think it'd be worth getting an article on ArkMD Mag website about what Jason does.
Certainly would. Not a problem doing that. In fact, we did it originally introducing Craig Hearn and metal detecting passports in his original format. So no problem. We could do that as well.
That'd be great. Thank you.
Right, everybody. We will be back same time, same place next week with the author, Mark Ollie, friend of the show. He's got a new book out. Friend of metal detectorist, archaeologist, historian, a TV host, formerly of, what was his program called now?
On Sky, wasn't it? Was it on
Sky? No, it was on ITV.
ITV,
Hidden Treasures.
Yeah.
He was very, very Van Helsing in his attire. So Mark will be back on next week. Also plays in a band as well. So he'll probably tell us about, because I'm pretty sure they've recently had an album released as well. So all exciting next week. Jason, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Thanks for contacting us. And if ever you want to come in again in the future, give us a shout and we'll be glad to have you.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank
and
you
well done
really
for what you're doing.
Well
done.
I really appreciate all the comments as well. There's always nice to have some positive feedback. So it's really nice to hear. So no, thanks for giving me the opportunity.
No problem.
Thank you. Keep up the good work, mate. Top man.
Right, everybody, and hopefully I'll have lots of nice things to tell you about from the weekend. Might even have some video footage for the weekend of people from the Ministry of Detect event and the last round of Phase 1 of Book Wars. Good night, everybody.
Bye.